You are an electrician. You want to start the preparation of the wiring of your house or the conduit wiring of a particular building. But do you know how to avoid electrical hazards by making good use of your cable color codes and your cable sizes? In today's video, I am going to show you how to avoid electrical hazards by making good use of your cable color codes and your cable sizes. So before you start the preparation or you start the conduit wiring of a particular building, make sure you watch this video from the beginning to the end. Hello wonderful friends, you're welcome back to this channel. If you are new to this channel, this is Electric Age and we welcome you. In today's video, I want to show you how to avoid electrical hazards. Firstly, by ensuring that you make accurate use of your color codes. Secondly, the sizes of your cable. I want to show you the different sizes of your cable. As a beginner, you need to know the sizes of your cable that you need for that particular building, the wiring of that building. And thirdly, I want to show you where you can apply the sizes of the cables. So firstly, let's start with the color codes. In electric wiring, we have live, we have neutral, and we have the earth. So for the live, we make use of the red, either red or brown. The cable should be red in color or brownish in color. Then for the neutral, it is either black or blue. For the neutral, black or blue. Then for the earth or the earthen or the grounded, we make use of the green wire or the yellow wire, or it may be yellowish green or greenish yellow. It is acceptable. Still on color codes, we have life. Yellow. We have life. We have neutral. Then we have the earth. You see this sign? It's for earth. Now, this life the cable is always either red or brown. That is how to identify the colors. You need to identify the colors. I'm going to tell you what the colors represent and what they perform, the work the cable or the cables perform. Now, this life, the cable should be red or brown. In electrical wiring, you shouldn't use neutral to represent live wire or live cable. No. For this live, either red or brown cable. Then for the neutral, it is black cable or blue cable. Then for arts, it is green or yellow cable. So this red does a work. I'm going to show you what it does. The neutral has its own work. The earth has its own duty to perform. Let's go to cable sizes so that I'll be able to show you what they do. So on cable sizes, the live wire, the L being red, will have 1.0 millimeter square. We have 1.5 millimeter square. We have 2.5 millimeter square. We have 4.0 millimeter square, and on. In some cases you see 6, you see 6 or 8.0 millimeter square. You see 10.0 millimeter square. You see 16.0 millimeter square. Then the same thing goes for the neutral. N. For N, we have the same. We have 1.0 millimeter square. We have 1.5 millimeter square. We have 2.5 millimeter square. We have 4.0 millimeter square. We have 8.0 millimeter square. We have 10.0 millimeter square. We have 16. I'm going to stop at 16.0 millimeter square. For the arc wire, it is greenish yellow or yellowish green. The arc, look at the sign for the arc, we have 1.0 millimeter square, 1.5 millimeter square, we have 2.5 millimeter square, we have 4.0 millimeter square, we have 8 or 6, as the case may be, millimeter square. We're using 8 here. We have 10.0 millimeter square. We have 16.0 millimeter square. So moving on, I want to emphasize on this particular tool, especially when you are running your wire for lighting points. Okay, let's move ahead. I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to avoid some faults or mistakes, because you might, if you make any mistake, for instance, if you use this, or if you are doing a wiring, okay, let me show you something. If you are wiring for lighting points, take note of this. I'm going to show you. This is, for instance, this is your load. This is a bulb. This is a light bulb, or your LED. This is your power, your energy bulb or something. This is your energy bulb. Here is neutral. This is your, this one has choke. Here, this is your neutral cable. This is your live cable. Here, this is the live cable. This is your neutral cable. What happens here is that current will flow into the load through the live cable and leave the load through the neutral cable. That is what happens. So when carrying out your wiring, for instance, always ensure that if this live cable is 1.0 millimeter square, always ensure that the neutral complies in size with that of the live cable. What I mean is that if it is 1.0 millimeter square, the neutral should be the same 1.0. If it is 1.5 millimeter square, make sure your neutral is the same 1.0 millimeter square or 1.5 millimeter square. So it is either you use this or you use this. Don't cross them. Don't use 1.0 millimeter square and use 1.5 for the neutral, or use 2.5. No, don't try it. Don't do it. I am telling you this because you need to avoid some of these hazards. So, having said that, let's go to the application of the sizes, the cable sizes. Let's go to the application of the cable sizes. Now, in house wiring, we have the lighting points. We have the socket outlets. We have the water heater outlets. We have the cooker. Units. We have the AC units. We have the load cables. Now, firstly, I want to look at the lighting points. The lighting points we make use of the red, either 1.0 millimeter square, 1.0 millimeter square, or 1.5 millimeter square. Just watch what I'm doing closely. This will go with 1.0 millimeter square for the neutral, or 1.5 millimeter square. But in some cases, if the lighting fitting is completely metallic, the standard is that every metallic fitting should be earthed. So in this case, you have to run your arc wire. You have to run your arc wire during your wiring or during the installation of the fittings. You have to include your arc wire and put either your 1.0 millimeter square or your 1.5 millimeter square for the arc. But most times we don't include this. So let's continue. Then for the socket outlet, we make use of 2.5 millimeter square for the light. We use 2.5. Some electricians may even use 1.5, but I want you to know that 2.5 is better. Use 2.5. Don't use anything less than 2.5. Then for your neutral, use 2.5 millimeter square. Then of course there should be earthed. There you use 2.5 millimeter square, but if the 2.5 for the arc, if the 2.5 millimeter square cable is not there, you can make use of 1.5 millimeter square. As I was trying to explain to you the duties or the functions of this cable, remember I said the red wire, the red cable or the live wire, what it does is to bring current to the load. The neutral does the work or the function of taking the current away from the load. Then what the arc does is that it takes away faulty currents, any faulty currents, so that the faulty current will not come and harm somebody. It will take it away down to the earth. So this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do for this socket outlet. We make use of this, and this. The same thing goes for the water heater. You use 2.5 millimeter square for red. You use 2.5 millimeter square for the neutral, and for the earth you use 2.5 millimeter square. It's okay. You can also use 1.5 millimeter square because the faulty current is not or may not be as high as that of the neutral. But the earth sometimes it does the same work with the neutral. It does the same work with the neutral. Why I say that is because when you run your earth wire, for instance, and you want to test it, you can test it with your light and it will give you light. Though the light may not be as bright as when the neutral is there. So in the usage of the cables, you can make use of your 1.5 millimeter cable. So let's continue. Here we have the cooker unit. The cooker unit, you can make use of your 2.5. Your red can be 2.5 millimeter square. Your black, your neutral, can be 2.5 millimeter square. Then your earth should follow suit. It should be earthed 2.5 millimeter square. So take note of that. The same thing goes for your AC unit, 2.5. But before I move on, the cooker unit, some people prefer using their red. They may use 4.0 millimeter square. If you are using 4.0 for the live wire, your neutral should also be 4.0 millimeter square. Then your earth wire can be 2.5 millimeter square, as the case may be. So now let's look at the AC. The AC, you should use your 2.5. Don't use anything more than 2.5. Use your 2.5. 2.5 is okay. 2.5 millimeter square for red, 2.5 millimeter square for the neutral. Then your earth wire can be 2.5 millimeter square or 1.5 millimeter square. Then we take a look at the load cable. I want to be fast a bit. I don't want this video to be too long. So this load cable, I may not dwell much on this. Now, when we talk about load cable, we are talking about cables that will bring current into the building, either from the utility source, from NEPA for instance, or from your soundproof or your generator, into the building through the DB, the distribution board. Now, when we talk about the load cable, we talk about 10 millimeter square, 16 millimeter square, as the case may be, and it goes up depending on the gadgets that will be used in that particular building. If it is a building that there's no AC, there's no water heater, there's no cooker unit, I don't see the need for going for higher cable. You can make use of your 10 millimeter square. Fine, you can make use of this. Or if AC will be there, or water heater, cooker unit will be there, you check the number of the AC, number of the water heater, and you can go higher. You can use 16 or more. So, but we're not going to talk about that much. We're not going to say much about the load cable today. Because in load cable, sometimes it is either the black, only your black, or your red. And when you pick your red, you make use of your red for the 3 live and 1 neutral. And I will be teaching you subsequently how to make use of either the black or the red, whereby you need to mark them and make use of your mark to identify your neutral, or you use your multimeter, your voltmeter to check which is which. So we're not going to say much about that. Subsequently, we're going to start with the wiring of our building before we go into that. So having said that, we are going to continue with our series, letting you know how it should be routed in your conduit pipes. The next thing we're going to look at is how it should be routed in your conduit pipe. So if there's anything you didn't understand in this video, watch it again and again, then ask your questions. Try and forward your questions to me at the comment section below. I am going to attend to your questions, and make sure that you understand this before you throw your questions. And if you like what we are doing here, you can show us some like, show us some love, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss our next upload. Thank you for watching and remain blessed.